Difference of opinion over law enforcement and court standards in Tennessee's 1st Judicial District.
A concept called Brady letters is at the heart of it. They're a rare but important letter in district attorney files and come if a law enforcement officer's conduct has risen to a level that could impact their credibility in court.
Jeff Keeling joins us to explain how the issue is playing out in our region. Jeff?
Yeah, so a Brady letter in an officer's file is never good. But I've learned Washington County Sheriff Keith Sexton believes DA Steve Finney's office could handle the Brady process in a way that's more fair to officers. The dispute has made its way to Nashville and isn't yet resolved. 1st District Attorney General Steve Finney says Washington County Sheriff Keith Sexton approached him with criticisms about Finney's policy over so-called Brady letters. They're filed on officers with ethical issues, and they must be provided to defense attorneys if those officers could testify in a case.
The sheriff had talked to me about a review board or something, okay? And I said, as it is now, it's my call.
Some actions on or off the job, including truthfulness issues, are supposed to be reported by law enforcement departments to the DA. He and his staff review those findings and decide whether to issue a Brady letter.
When the case that they're prosecuting comes up, we have to give that over to the defense attorney.
Finney says Sexton had hired several officers who received Brady letters from their time working for other departments. He said if Sexton is considering a hire, his files are an open book.
I can share these with him. He's so far not elected to do that. He hires these guys knowing they have problems.
The issue didn't die with Finney's reply to Sexton. State Representative Rebecca Alexander introduced a bill last session. It calls for a 10-day notice for officers facing a potential Brady letter and a chance for what she calls due process for them.
This bill was brought to me by my sheriff. We've been having some issues with people being put on the Brady list for things they shouldn't have been put on for.
I think if Miss Alexander had been told everything and everything I can show her, she might have a different opinion.
Finney said his consideration of Brady issues is no light matter.
These are painstaking decisions because they're not technically career-ending for the officer, but a lot of times they could be career-ending for the officer.
A concern Alexander voiced in Nashville.
It can really ruin someone's career for the rest of their life in police force.
But Finney says the law is clear. Ultimately, prosecutors have an ethical duty to provide the defense any information that could help it, including witness credibility issues.
If I review it and find that there's a Brady violation, I have to report it. There's no if or ands about that.
Alexander has involved the State Attorney General's Conference and Police Chief and Sheriff's Association. Finney said based on his conversations with them, they support his policy. And he's looking forward to finally discussing it with Alexander.
Representative Alexander has not even spoken to me about the subject. We have a meeting scheduled.
Finney mentioned there are just 8 officers across the 1st District with Brady letters, fewer than 1%. Alexander is out of the country, but said the DA's conference and law enforcement associations need to reach a workable agreement on the matter.
Jeff, thanks. Now, we requested an interview with Sheriff Sexton, but he declined, but provided a statement that includes the following, saying, quote, "Those who risk everything to uphold the Constitution are also entitled to its protections. It is my opinion that the same principle should be applied for law enforcement officers when confronted with Brady-Giglio accusations, mediation. The process proposed in this bill would allow all of the facts to be heard by a neutral party without the pressures of outside influences," end quote. Tomorrow we'll have part 2 of the story where a legal analyst explains why the district attorney's approach is on solid legal ground.